and I am taking the topic that is the living world from biology, right? So it is well and good that you have obtained a subject called as biology, right? So before this we must know what actually biology is, right? So that's why the word biology, okay, I'll be splitting it into a two word, that is bio and other is the logos, right? So bio is nothing but it is called as life, and logos whereas we call it as a study, okay, and wherein in case of biology we study all the life aspects, okay, be it the growth, be it the structure, be it the function to different organs, okay, be it the reproduction and be it the evolution, okay, that, and also the distribution of organisms found in case of earth, okay, and all these aspects where we study certain aspects relevant to certain topics, we call it as a biology, okay. And here the father of biology is called as Aristotle, okay. Aristotle, a famous philosopher into the olden days, he actually is known as the father of biology. Until then there was no such subject called as biology, but when Aristotle began his philosophical studies, he came into a light called as the study of organisms, and soon after him we found the word, okay, that is biology, and he is the father of biology, okay. And apart from this, the earlier human beings, okay, earlier man, they only used to simplify the differentiation between living and non-living, okay. Living is the one which is having life and non-living is the one which is not having life, okay. Living, you can consider yourself, you are living, you are respiring, okay, that itself is called as living, right? So whereas the other which is non-living, you can call it as, say, take an example of a table, okay, take an example of a chair where you are sitting, okay, those are all non-living. And here we came to know that earlier man which they were, they only used to consider the two differentiation, that is one is living whereas other is the non-living, okay. When they gained certain understanding, when they gained certain wisdom, okay, they came into a time where they could differentiate plants and animals, right? Munche enagtide andre human beings, they could only differentiate between living and non-living, right? Amele henge time hoytu, they got certain knowledge, they got certain understanding, right? Understanding sikkadmele they could only differentiate between plants and animals, right? So heng knowledge bantu, they went on differentiating plants and went on differentiating animals, right? And soon after having this idea that there exist two different classes or two different categories, okay, one the idea sikkid mele, what they have done is, avaru helidru there are plants and there are animals too, okay. This is how they went on differentiating certain organisms, and right after that it became a very important for the conservation of biodiversity, right? Yak conservation of biodiversity important aatandre, we can say that plants and animals ille differentiate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, soon after differentiating they got an idea that all these plants which are occurring today, okay, all these animals which are occurring today, they are related with each other, right? Humans are related to somewhat animals in one or the other way, okay. Genetic level agli, genetic andre genes, the inner thing which we have, genes agli, chromosomes agli, they are somewhat in minute quantities related with each other, okay. That's why we found certain relationship between plants and animals which are occurring today into our day-to-day life, and then we assumed that, okay, we assumed andre namge ಒಂದು idea ಸಿಕ್ತು, okay. ಏನು ಹೇಳಕಂದ್ರೆ the animals which were into the earth before, okay, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, but the fossils record which we got, okay, ಆ fossil record ಇಂದ the animals which are today, they are related to one another in one or the other way, okay. And that's why ಈ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಏನೇನು ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಉಳಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಅವನ್ just protection, as a protection we call it as the conservation of biodiversity, right? Just to protect the animals and plants which are today, okay, as a part of conservation, so that they are related to the ancestral species, and that's why we go for the conservation of biodiversity, okay. So here you got two different words, one is conservation and other is biodiversity, okay. Conservation is nothing but something you conserve, okay. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಐಟಮ್ ಆರ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಮಹತ್ವ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ವಾನ್ just having that particular thing with you forever. Okay, that itself is called as conservation. Okay, you protect them, you look after them, that is called as conservation. And whereas biodiversity, that is nothing but all the different plant species and animal species occurring today, those are called as biodiversity. And that's why conservation of biodiversity became very important, because we came to know that all plants and animals are related to one another, which are today, and also related to the previously existing plants and animals. And that's why we go for the biodiversity conservation. Okay, and soon after conservation, okay, so the another big problem is nomenclature. Okay, the word I use nomenclature, I'll further tell you what nomenclature is, but before that you can see that what classification actually is. Okay, classification is nothing but coming back to the definition called as living. Okay, so living anta definition kodlike we consider certain categories or we take certain categories. Okay, ee categories yavu anta ignoru. Okay, first category is growth. Okay, growth is first category. Okay, second category yavu andre reproduction. Okay, third category is metabolism. Okay, and fourth category is cellular organization. Okay, fifth category is ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response. Okay, and sixth category is consciousness. Okay, correct andella? 1 2 3 4 5 6 categories will take. Okay, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ categories ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಈಗ ನೋಡೋಣ. Okay, so first category, that is growth. Okay, growth anta first category ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ how we can define living. Okay, now noodle first what actually definition of growth is. Okay, growth is nothing but wherein we can see increase in mass. Okay, increase in mass andre increase in size. Okay, mass is nothing but we can see increase in size. Okay, that is called as growth. And then increase in number. One rinda two. Okay, two different organism formation we can see from one parent, that we can say as increase in number. Okay, so growth anta define madidre we can see two different aspects. One is increase in mass and other is increase in number. Okay, first we can see that all organisms, okay, from prokaryotes to eukaryotes. Okay, prokaryotes are the simplest organism. Prokaryotes ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು eukaryotes, that is complex organism ತನ ಹಿಡಿದ್ರೆ we can say that all organisms grow either in one or the other way. Okay, and these two ways are nothing but increase in mass agli, increase in number agli. Okay, mass increase agbodu. Okay, that is size increase agbodu illa number increase agbodu. Iveredu increase ಆದರೆ we can say that it is growth. Okay, for example, okay, bacteria ತಗೋರಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗ್ತಾವ. Okay, one bacteria ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಒಳಗೆ. Okay, say for example typhoid bacteria. Okay, typhoid ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ disease. So typhoid ಆದಾಗ you just take 100 number of bacteria into your body, right? ಆ 100 number of bacteria stay into your body and multiply to 1000 number into your body. Okay, 100 ಇಂದ ಎಷ್ಟದು 1000 number. Okay, here we can say that there is increase in their number. Okay, and that's why we say that typhoid bacteria which are into your body, they are growing. Okay, and that's why we can say them as living typhoid bacteria into a human body. Example aatu. Okay, so this is one basic example, that is simplest bacteria. Okay, when you come for the multicellular organism that ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, take for example, okay, multicellular organisms that we can just divide plants and animals, right? Plants and grow ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a specific cell division over here which we see. Okay, cell divides. One cell divides to form 2 or 4 cells, that is called as cell division. Okay, in further classes you will study what are the different kinds of cell division. Okay, but basically again ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ cell division ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. Okay, cell division ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತದ in plants and animals, they grow by their cell division. Okay, number of cell increases over here in case of plants and animals. Okay, in case of plants, Okay, cell divide up to the continuity of the life. Okay, cell plants nage ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತದಂದ್ರ up to the end of the life. Okay, life end agutana the plant cell divides, whereas in case of animals there is only a limited period of time where cell divides. Okay, after that the restriction of cell division is stopped. Okay, or the cell division is been restricted andre enu, there is a particular restriction which are provided for the cell division. Okay, restriction is nothing but after a particular stage cell division stops in case of animals, and that itself is called as restriction. Okay, there is restriction for cell division in case of animals. Okay, that is one thing. And when you fall, okay, cell has certain number into our body. Okay, and when we fall off we get injury onto our skin, right? Injury, one cut ಆಗ್ತದೆ, wound ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, and during all this injury we lose our cells. Okay, our cells na ವಾಪಸ್ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, normal skin ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. So e process is nothing but that occurs due to cell division. Okay, in case of animals we say that cell division is restricted only up to certain period of time, but when there is a wound, okay, replacement of cell takes place. Replacement andre ಏನು cell ಅದಾವ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ replacement we can see in case of animal, and that itself is called as cell division in case of animals, right? So here we saw that from prokaryotes to eukaryotes, that is plants and animals, we see there is a cell division wherein one cell increases in number to give 2 different cells or 4 different cells. Okay, that is cell increase in cell number, right? That is how we can say if a cell goes on dividing, goes on multiplying in number. Okay, cell yavag multiply ಆಗ್ತದ number tage avag we can say that particular cell is a living. Okay, so here to define living, when we took growth as first category, we saw that there was 2 different aspects which we consider, right? Now ಎರಡು aspects ಅನ್ನ consider ಮಾಡೇವಿ. Okay, first aspect is increase in mass ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡೇವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ increase in number. Increase in mass ಅಂತ consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we can also see that non-living things, okay, a big giant rock which is called as boulders, mountains, and also sand mounds. Okay, all these are non-living things. Okay, when we consider mass as a very important thing or very important category, we see that mountains also grow, mountains also increase in size. Okay, rocks also increase in size, and sand mounds also increase in size. Okay, so mountains are nothing but the one which we know. Okay, mountains are the very tallest thing which we all know, and those all also increase in their mass. Okay, increase in mass in case of mountain takes place with the help of deposition of sand, soil onto the surface. Okay, in case of animals, in case of plants, ಏನಾಗ್ತದಂದ್ರ we grow from inside, whereas mountains, boulders and sand mounds grow from the surface. Outer surface ಇಂದ grow ಆಗ್ತಾವ. Okay, non-living matter grow from outer surface, whereas living matter grow from inner surface, from inside. Okay, mountains we know. Boulders, you can imagine the big giant rocks. ಕಲ್ಲು ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಲ್ಲು which are circular, big circular giant rocks, those are called as boulders. And next is sand mounds. Sand mounds you can imagine as, just have an imagination of certain desert. Okay, desert imagination ಆತು, ಈ desert like one type like triangular shape create ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Okay, here a hill kind of small hill we can say. Okay, those are nothing but those are called as sand mounds. Okay, sand mounds grow ಆಗ್ತಾವ, boulders grow ಆಗ್ತಾವ, and even mountains grow ಆಗ್ತಾವ. Okay, this is all by the process of increase in mass on the surface of non-living things, whereas we see living things increase from inside. Okay, living things in adavada, living ones, okay, be it from plants, animals, microorganisms, all these grow from inside. Okay, and that's why we see when we consider growth as first category, growth anna first category agi consider madidre, we can see that living things also grow. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ non-living things also grow, right? So growth anna ಒಂದೇ first category to ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಗ್ರೋತ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಷ್ಟೇ ನೀನು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ವಿ ಕೆನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗ್ರೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗ್ರೋ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಟೋಟಲ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡಿಫೈನಿಂಗ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್. ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಈ ತನಕ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ, reproduction. Okay, so reproduction, yeah, very well and very good. Reproduction, all the organism reproduce. Okay, the organism which reproduce, we can say those are living organism, right? Reproduction we all know. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. Reproduction ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Reproduction is nothing but wherein one organism undergoes asexual or sexual mode of reproduction to give rise to the progeny. Okay, production of different further organisms are seen with the help of reproduction. Okay, wherein the purpose of reproduction is continuity of the progeny. Okay, one generation is continued to the further last generation. That itself is called as reproduction. Okay, when we just talk about reproduction, okay, reproduction ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ we can see that there are sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, sexual mode of reproduction everyone knows in a very common thing. Okay, sexual mode of reproduction is the one wherein male and female gametes unite to form the zygote. Okay, so here in case of sexual reproduction we can see that male gametes and female gametes unite to form the further progeny. Okay, that is called as sexual reproduction. Whereas when we hear about asexual reproduction, okay, we can see that there are further listings which are over here. One is spore formation, other is budding, third is regeneration, and fourth is fragmentation. Right? So when we come for the spore formation, okay, we see spore formation in case of fungi. Okay, spore formation yavattu fungus nage nodthivi. Spore formation andre ಏನು? Okay, say for example if this is a fungus wherein it has different spores. Okay, one fungal colony ಅಂತ imagine ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, there are different spores over here. Okay, so each spores ಏನಾಗ್ತದ, they further grow into a new plant, new fungi. That's why spores ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೆಚುರಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, sporangium ಅಂತ ಕವರ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, this is sporangium and these are all the spores which are into the sporangium. Okay, after certain number of period of days this sporangium burst ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, you go on inflating balloon ನ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ, but one limitation ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ that balloon burst, right? In the same way these spores go on multiplying into the sporangium. After reaching a certain period of time the sporangium burst open, and soon after the sporangium burst open all the different spores go into the air and they form a new fungi body, and that's how we see asexual mode of reproduction in case of fungi with the help of formation of spores. Is that clear? So this is spore formation. Spore formation clear ಆಯ್ತು. So next is budding. Okay, yeast cell ದಾಗ ನಾವು budding ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. Budding ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Just imagine this is one yeast cell. Okay, ಇದು ಒಂದು yeast cell ಇದೆ. Budding ಹೆಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ these yeast cell buds of a smallest yeast cell. Okay, ಇದು ಒಂದು cell ಇತ್ತು. Okay, ಇದು ಒಂದು cell ಇತ್ತು. But ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ after certain generation, okay, after certain period of time is reached, a bud comes out. Okay, bud comes out and this bud cuts off from the body of the mother cell and then it forms the independent cell. Okay, now you can see two different cells over here. Okay, independent cells are formed and that is itself called as budding. Okay, a small minute bud is formed from the origin body, and here this bud which pinches off andre cuts off, that forms a new cell, new yeast cell. Okay, this is a mode of asexual reproduction by budding which is seen in yeast cells. Okay, third is regeneration. Okay, regeneration normally one particular region na ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that region grows. Okay, just imagine ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆರಳು ಕಟ್ ಆದರೆ does it grow? Yeah, no, right? So when we trim our nails, we cut our nails cut ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ grow ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. nail is a regenerating organ in us. Okay, that is called as regeneration. Apart from humans, okay, we also see certain house lizards. Okay, we cut when we just try to leave the lizard away from us, by mistakenly, accidentally from us or accidentally from lizard itself, house lizard, the tails cut ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, so tail ಏನೇನು cut ಆಗ್ತದ, that grows back again. That is a kind of regeneration. But complete body does not regenerate over here. Apart from planaria. Planaria are certain animals. Okay, when we study further classes, we can study about planaria. So in case of planaria, okay, these are these organisms. Okay, planaria. When we cut planaria transversely, okay, just for example, this is planaria. This is planaria, and when we cut planaria transversely from middle, we can see two different planaria arises. Okay, that is called as regeneration. Once again, now maybe okay, one is transverse cutting and other is horizontal cutting too. Horizontally planaria cutting ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, we see an entire complete new different planaria grows. Okay, that is called as regeneration. And last is fragmentation. Okay, fragmentation is the one wherein, say for example, if this is a fungi, okay, we cut fungus into different fragments. Okay, so here these entire fragments go into a formation of new fungal body. Okay, so this kind of fragmentation, kind of asexual reproduction is seen in fungi, filamentous algae and Cotinema of mosses. So all these organisms we see fragmentation kind of asexual mode of reproduction. Is it clear? See, if it is not clear up to this point, you can just leave a text into a comment box wherein you can ask any questions relevant to this, and I will try to clear those questions for you. Okay, so let's move to the next thing, that is metabolism. Okay, so when we take apart from metabolism, let me explain another thing over here. Okay, so growth anka now consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ as a category, we cannot totally define living on the basis of growth, right? Because we see living things also grow, non-living things also grow, right? That's why growth anka ಒಂದೇ category ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು living and define ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So when we take reproduction as a category and when we go to define reproduction, here also there is a drawback. There is a limitation over here also, and that limitation is mules. You have heard about mules, I guess. Okay, so mules are the ones which are from which have a origin from male donkey and a female horse. Okay, when we go for sexual reproduction between male donkey and a female horse, we get mules. Okay, the further progeny of mules which are there, those are totally sterile. Okay, sterile andre enu? Sterile andre they cannot further give birth to the young ones. Okay, that's why we call them as the sterile. Sorry. So mules are the sterile individuals, whereas when we go for the worker bees, okay, when we take or when we consider worker bees, these are also the sterile individuals. And apart from this, you may also have an imagination of normal human couples who are not able to give birth to their child. Okay, and even those are sterile individuals. Okay, and that's why whenever we come to describe reproduction, okay, we can see that there are certain individuals which are not at all reproducing. Okay, and those individuals are called as sterile. Okay, akasmat, there are these sterile individuals in nature and also the reproducing organism in nature. We cannot say that these are a category of a living thing. Okay, living anta mat category tagondre, as a reproduction we see there are sterile individuals too. So these sterile individuals are living, right? We human beings are living, who are not able to give birth to young ones, but still they are living. Now we cannot say those are non-living, right? That's why when we consider reproduction, this is also a matter of demerit over here. Okay, reproduction na one basic category tagond living extend ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is also a demerit. Okay, so now we can come for the metabolism. Okay, metabolism is the one wherein we see chemical reactions occurring into our body is called as metabolic reactions. Okay, these chemical reactions are maybe in the form of enzymes. Okay, now we eat a banana in the morning. Okay, and that banana digests into our body, into our stomach. Okay, and digestion process takes place with the help of chemicals into our stomach, enzymes into our stomach. Okay, all these chemical reactions occurring into our body is called as metabolism. Okay, right from the process of respiration up to the process of excretion, we see there is metabolism. Right? And apart from this, okay, apart from chemical reactions into our body, you may study into a further chemistry laboratory. Okay, you take a test tube, you add one chemical and you add other chemical, then you see there is certain reaction occurring into the test tube. Okay, and this test tube reactions the chemical reactions ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ. So that's why here the reactions which are occurring into the test tube, we can say that these are living things but not living organisms. Okay, whereas the chemical reaction occurring into our body, those are called as living reactions, but the chemical reactions occurring in a test tube, those are called as living things. That's why there is also a demerit when we consider metabolism as a living, because apart from this metabolism into our body, there are certain chemical reactions which are also living into the nature. Okay, and that's why metabolism only consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ there is also a certain demerit. Okay, so on basis of all these aspects we can go for the next, cellular organization. Very well and good. Okay, cellular organization is let's first define what is cell. Okay, cell is structural and functional unit of a living organism. Okay, or structural and functional unit of a life. Okay, structural and functional unit of a life andre we can call it as a cell. Okay, cellular organization we see from all the different eukaryotic animals, because prokaryotic animals are basically unicellular animals. Okay, whereas when you come for the eukaryotic animals, you see those may be single cell or the multicellular animals. One cell, two cell, three cell joins together to form a group of tissue. Okay, or a group of muscle. Okay, that itself is called as cellular organization. Okay, we have certain cells and we have certain cell organelles into the cell, and all these organelles constitute to form the structural and functional unit of life. And that's why we just see that cellular organization is the basis of living. Okay, and the next category, fifth category is ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response. Okay, so here very big, very longest category, right? So here sorry, this category is very simple. Ability to sense environment. Okay, environment tag enen aagtide, we can sense that and we can respond to it. Okay, that is the response to stimuli. Okay, if someone pinches us or someone beats us, we respond, right? So that is ability to respond. Okay, that itself is the basic category of living. And apart from this, you also get a word called as consciousness, the sixth category. Okay, consciousness andre enu, basically in case of human, we are aware of the things which are happening near us, right? If I am over here, I am aware of the things which are happening over beside me, okay, or near to me. So that is called as consciousness, and consciousness is also the basic category of living, right? So that's why whenever we go for the definition of living, we have the definition of living into certain categories which we have written over here. Okay, so first category is growth, second is the reproduction, third is metabolism, fourth is cellular organization, fifth is ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response, that is response to the stimuli, fifth category, and sixth is the consciousness. Okay, so on the basis of all these categories, now we can define what living actually is. Living andre enu anta now we can say. Okay, if all these aspects are considered in a proper way, okay, evella aspects now proper way da consider madidre, we can define living over here. Okay, and the last is interactions. Okay, interactions are nothing but all different cells interact with one another. Okay, now body that, say for example this muscular tissue. Okay, each tissue is made up of different number of cells into my body. Okay, and these cells interact, and that's why I am able to write on the board, because they are getting a message, so that I have to lift my hand. and that's why I'm able to write on the board. And this is how all the different cells into our body interact. Okay, and that is called as interaction, which is the basic thing of all the living organisms. Is it clear? So if you have any doubts relevant to this living topic, you can just ask me a doubt so that I can clarify into your next class. And the next class will be about different types of taxonomical nomenclature. That is, you will be studying about basic of binomial nomenclature into my next video lecture. Okay, until then, just you can have a thorough glance at this topic, and if you get any doubts, you can ask me via comment, via leaving a comment into my video. Okay, thank you.